Well, welcome once again to Politics and Religion. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. What a great time of the year it is for us to stop and give thanks for all the blessings that God has bestowed upon us. We're going to be talking about some things today that we need to think about, some things that are changing the face of our world. First of all, as somewhat of an aside, but I ran across some information that really caught my attention, and that is the makeup of the U.S. Supreme Court. I was amazed when I saw this because how many Catholics, how many Protestants, how many Jews, how many atheists are on our Supreme Court? I don't know whether you could answer that question or not, but it will be shocking to you, I promise. Because 6 Catholics, 3 Jews, 0 Protestants. Can you believe it? I mean, it normally has been the practice here in the United States of America to have 1 Catholic on the court, 1 Jew on the court, and most of the rest were Protestants because the Protestants make up a large part of the population of the United States, 48%. But 0 representation. Catholics make up 22%, 6 seats out of 9. And then Jews make up 2%. They have 3 seats out of 9. And oh, by the way, since I'm Pentecostal, this one really caught my attention. And that is how many Pentecostals have ever served as a justice on the U.S. Supreme Court? 0. Nada. Well, does it matter? Does a person's religion affect their judgment? Well, if it doesn't, their religion must not be doing much effect upon their lives because you can't separate an individual and his value system from who he is. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. That's not really what we're going to talk about today, but I felt like it was something that all of us should see, all of us should know. Now, I want to go on to our main story today. We want to talk about ISIS for a while. The article says ISIS says its flag will fly over Jerusalem even if the Jews don't like it. This comes from the Jerusalem Post. Just over the weekend, this article appeared. Now, as we move along, the Islamic State has threatened to make it all the way to Jerusalem, even if the Jews and the Crusaders despise it. The threat appears in the foreword of the 5th edition of the organization's official magazine, named for the town in the suburbs of Syria's Aleppo, in which the group's members believe there will be a great war between Muslims and the West after its armies conquer Syria. In the foreword, Islamic State announces that it plans to widen its rule into the Arabian Peninsula, the Sinai Peninsula, Yemen, Libya, and Algeria. The organization vows that its flag will fly over Jerusalem as well as over Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia. Now, the group further vows that the flag of the Caliphate will rise over Mecca and Medina. Of course, that's the first holy place of Islam and the second holy place of Islam. Jerusalem is the third holy place of Islam. They went on to say, even if the apostates and the hypocrites despise such, the flag of the Caliphate will rise over Jerusalem and Rome, even if the Jews and Crusaders despise such. It adds, the shade of this blessed flag will expand until it covers all eastern and western extents of the earth, filling the world with the truth and justice of Islam. Well, bold words to say the least. But the question is it going to happen? There's a lot of people really frightened as strong as Islam is and as fast as Islam is growing, they're really frightened that maybe it will happen. However, does the Bible give us any indication? Will Islam, in fact, rule the world? Will the Antichrist be a Muslim? We actually have produced a DVD spending 1 hour answering that question straight from the Bible. Will the Antichrist be a Muslim? Will Islam rule the world? If you're interested, that is available to you by calling us here at 1-800-Endtime. But we do have in the Bible an indicator of what in fact is going to happen. In Revelation chapter number 17, we're given a snapshot of the way the world is going to look during the time of the Antichrist, during the end time, which is just ahead of us now. The snapshot shows a 7-headed, 10-horned beast with a woman on its back. Now, a beast in Bible prophecy always represents a nation or a kingdom. This same beast is seen previously in Revelation chapter number 13. There, it gives us a more in-depth description of this beast. It says it has the body of the leopard, the feet of the bear, the mouth of the lion, the 10 horns of the 10-horn kingdom. Well, Germany's the leopard, the bear is Russia, the mouth of the lion is Great Britain. This shows a new world order consisting of Great Britain, Russia, the German leopard, and the 10-nation alliance that is yet to arise out of Europe. So that's the way the power base of the Antichrist is going to look in the end time. And in Revelation 13, it talks about right then the kingdom of the Antichrist. It identifies it as such. Well, then when you go to Revelation 17, there's another element added in. It doesn't describe the beast as the leopard, the bear, the lion, but it does say the beast is a red beast, but it's obviously the same beast, 7 heads, 10 horns, but this time you see a woman on its back, and the woman is called a harlot. Now, a woman is always used in the Bible to symbolize a church. A virgin is used to symbolize the true church, an uncompromised church. A harlot is used to represent a false church. The Bible prophesies that in coalition with the world government of the Antichrist, which is symbolized by the beast, the 7-headed, 10-horned beast, there's going to be a religious system in alliance. The Bible even says there will be 2 leaders, a political leader over the political system and a spiritual leader over the religious system. So the woman on the back of this world governmental system symbolizes the religious alliance with the Antichrist. Now, we're given 6 clues there in chapter number 17 as to the identity of this woman. It says, first of all, that the woman is a city. That's verse number 18 of chapter 17. It says that that city will sit on 7 hills, and you may know which city that is. It also says the city will sit upon peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. So it's going to be a city, but it's going to be a city having worldwide influence. It says that the woman was dressed in red and purple. There is a very large ecclesiastical body, and it has 2 organizations that rule it. One of them has the official color of red. The other has the official color of purple. Well, then it goes on to give many other clues. Nevertheless, this is a picture of the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire began in 800 AD when Pope Leo III put the crown on the head of Charlemagne, saying, "I now crown you Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire." Thus, Charlemagne became the father of the Holy Roman Empire. The Bible explicitly prophesies that the Antichrist is going to come out of the reborn Holy Roman Empire. Now, the Holy Roman Empire, from 800 AD until 1800, for 1,000 years, there was always a political leader from Europe, a spiritual leader from the Vatican, every single time, working in coalition, in an alliance. Well, the Bible prophesies that's what's going to happen again. So when we look at this Islamic State and we say, okay, are they going to conquer the world? The answer is no. They're not going to conquer the world. However, another entity just as ferocious, just as ruthless, is going to dominate the world for a very short time, just before the Battle of Armageddon and just before the second coming of Jesus Christ. Once again, if you'd like the in-depth version, the video is entitled, Will Islam Rule the World? We go into great detail, explain everything. You'll see a lot of graphics to help you fully understand. But I'm talking to you about something that's happening right now. The Holy Roman Empire was reborn on November the 3rd of 2009. And it is ascending rapidly into world domination again. You say, well, then what's going to happen to Islam? What about all this we're hearing about Islam right now? Well, before the Antichrist comes to power, the Bible depicts a war that will kill 1/3 of mankind, and that war is going to emanate from the Euphrates River, which is a 100% Islamic river. Now, right now, ISIS has so frightened the world that a coalition of nations has been put together, and I'm talking about 20, 25 nations are now contributing to the war against ISIS. The United States, France, Great Britain, Australia, and many others are actually flying in there and bombing ISIS, and they're providing also material support and other levels of support to try to rid the world of this ISIS threat. Now, where will this go? Well, the Bible says there's going to be a world war that will kill 1/3 of the world's population that will emanate from the Euphrates River. Now, I'm not willing to tell you today that the crisis with ISIS is going to be the trigger that'll set off World War III. The war that's prophesied in Revelation chapter number 9, verse 13 through 16, it's called the Euphrates River War. It's called the Sixth Trumpet War because it happens with the sounding of the sixth trumpet of the book of Revelation. So this is actually going to happen. There's going to be a war. It's going to come from the Euphrates River. Obviously, since the Euphrates is 100% controlled by Islam, the Islamic factor is in fact going to be involved. So apparently Islam is going to be greatly weakened. The center for world power is going to swing to Europe, and that may mean the United States of America is greatly weakened as well. The Bible is a wonderful book. It allows us to see what's going to happen before it ever comes.